In this video, I'm going to show you the best picture settings for your LG TV. So if you want to go and optimize the picture quality, there's actually a few settings we can change to go and improve the visuals. Now, the very first thing we need to do is just head over to the settings page on your television. You can either just press the settings button located on your remote control, or you can head over to the home screen, and in the top right hand side, you'll have this settings icon. You can go ahead and click on this. Now, from the settings page, scroll all the way down on the left hand side and select all settings, and then just give that a couple of seconds while it loads up your TV settings. Now, the very first thing we're going to do is just come over to the picture tab at the top here, and we're going to scroll over to the right hand side, and we're going to click on select mode. Now, there's a few different options to choose from here, and this will depend on what you're viewing on your television. So if you're typically using your television to watch movies, then you want to go and set this to cinema, as this is going to apply the best visuals for your television. You can also try filmmaker mode, as this is another way to represent accurate colors, and standard mode is always a safe bet if you prefer just a brighter picture on your screen. We're then going to come back over to the previous window, and we're going to scroll down and click on advanced settings. Now go and click on brightness, and we're going to start by reducing this all the way down to 50%. Now, once this is at 50%, you can now increase it to your liking, and you want to avoid setting this too high as it can wash out the picture on your screen. For the contrast, you're typically going to have this set to 100, and motion eye care at the bottom of this page, you want to make sure this is disabled, as this will try to apply automatic brightness adjustments, which can affect the quality of our movies. Now, the automatic dynamic contrast, you also want to make sure this is turned off. Once again, this can cause inconsistencies in our pictures, so it's better just to leave this option disabled. We're then going to come back over to the previous window, and we're going to come down to clarity and click on this. Click on adjust sharpness and make sure this is set to 0. For the noise reduction, you want to either disable this or set this to low. For the MPEG noise reduction, make sure this is turned off. And for the smooth gradation, you can either have this set to low or medium. If you're typically using your television for gaming, then you may even want to consider turning this feature off, as by enabling this, you could lose fine details in the picture. We're then going to scroll down to true motion, and if you're typically using your television for films, you want to go and set this to cinematic movement, and this will help reduce the stuttering when you're watching those films. If you're using your television mostly for gaming, you can just go ahead and disable true motion altogether. You can then come back over to the previous settings page, and you should typically have the filmmaker mode turned on, and this will prioritize colors on your television as the films are intended by their directors. So this will potentially disable any unnecessary picture enhancements, but this just really comes down to personal preference. Now, the best time to turn on filmmaker mode would be at nighttime. However, if you're primarily watching your television in a bright room, then you may find that this feature makes the picture too dark, and you may want to consider turning this off. Now, once you've applied all of these settings, you can go ahead and load up a film or something on your television, and you should now have the best picture settings for your LG television. Let me know in the comments if you did find this video helpful.